stick out to you in it?
There wasn't anything negative about Rinna. Yeah, what stuck out to me, a couple things stuck out to me, alluding to the fact that the Kathy Hilton incident in Aspen was probably covered up by people that, are on another level of influence.
What do you think she meant by that? Because we've all said that before, but she did say that in this. And just for everyone who hasn't read it, Rinna it talks about the future too. But as far as what happened, she's not backing down. She's like, this was an epic meltdown, way worse than any of you can even imagine. And when someone is literally, she implied it was a dangerous life situation, you don't think to pull out your phone. And that's why I don't have it on camera. And yes, that this was covered up. I mean, if this was Jersey, we would be thinking mob, right? Okay, that's a stereotype, but that's where our mind goes. What does she mean? That Kathy Hilton's powerful in Hollywood and lawyers and agents and just said to Bravo, we will ruin NBC and you can fuck with Lisa, you can fuck with Erika, you can fuck with Kyle, you don't fuck with the Hiltons. That's what she's implying.
Yes, 100%, right? Could be anything. I think it's more of the old, I think it's who knows, right? This is, I have absolutely no basis, but I wouldn't be surprised. Kathy and Rick know people on a whole nother level that we don't know, right? Who knows? They could have called Bravo and said, you don't expose this, we'll help you with the Nene Leakes case. So you guys aren't found guilty of, our justice system in a lot of ways can be bought. So
100%.
You're an attorney. You never know the ways that they could have said, we're not, you air it. But we know the judge in the case of here, and we're happy to put in a great word, and you could use this attorney and all this stuff. It might not even have anything to do with Nene. It might have nothing to do with that. It might have just been the simple, Andy, I don't know. We know some other things about you, and you don't want, nobody wants to go there. And so it's in the best interest. And, all the producers work for NBC or whatever. So whoever's the head of this can just send an email. We're not publishing this. That's it.
Kill it. I mean, listen, did you ever watch that show Damages on FX with Glenn Close? It was, okay, well, that's first of all, it was one of the most brilliant shows that's ever existed. Have you watched Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder? I understand, guys, these are not reality, but there is such corruption in lawsuits in government and corporations. Yeah. I mean, for all we know, Kathy got every private investigator on this right. It is this is what we know about Andy. So do you watch what happens off the air today? The ratings are not great. You're probably going to cancel an event. Do you want that today? Do you want the figurehead of the network exposed? You don't know. It could have been as simple as I don't know. I mean, I still think it's lies when Kathy and Paris say that they're filming season 2 of Paris Getting Married, because my sources told me that didn't. But it could have been as simple as Paris will never be on NBC again. I will never this is going so deep, Nikki. Now we have the Rothschilds. Do you really want to do this because you don't want Paris's failed show now? But in 3 years, if you want to show with Paris, she will never. And oh wait, NBC is Peacock, and that's Bravo, and it's this. It could have been really deep. I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, again, and it might not even have been as deep as I'm it might have been like you said. It might have just been oh, do you ever want Paris and and Kathy ever again? Who knows, right? And Rinna said, Rinna is alluding to the fact, the other interesting thing is Rinna's alluding to the fact this whole smear campaign, Rinna was a racist, Rinna was angry, Rinna was, evil, all these things. Was really, she's alluding to, was planted by Kathy or the people around Kathy for sure to make her look so bad. The other thing that I thought was really fascinating, I'm curious your take on this. Rinna kept saying nowadays with the internet, what it's become, and basically kind of taking a shot at us, but also really the fans, it's just become so on another level that people are now so obsessed with their lives. They don't get the line anymore between entertainment and real life. And they've made it so bad. And I think what she's referring to is they're attacking, her character, they can accuse anybody now of being racist and try to cancel you all the time, right? I think that's what she was saying. I thought that was interesting. Did you read that too?
I read it just like that, and I thought that was interesting. I mean, first of all, which goes into this whole second narrative of like, so let's just read this article, like on the basis, besides all this Kathy. So look, I like that she's not backing off her story. I like that she's like, and I'm not taking sides. But I like that she's like, I don't understand. Like, this is exactly what happened. There was this meltdown and it was covered up. So I like that. And I'm not even saying that that didn't happen. I mean, she's probably telling the truth. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like that. She is, what I have a problem with, to get to your point, is you can't get to your point without the fundamental first point of like, she's saying it got so toxic that I quit. And this is where it's like, I read this whole 17-page article. It's over and over and over. It alludes to, is saying that she left. I mean, she's posted on social media, you know when to leave. I mean, I still do not believe that you left on your own. If you read this article, you kind of have a moment of thinking you're wrong, right? Because here's the words. It says, Mel asked this, Rinna answered this. So, right, this whole article is about how she left on her own. So that's the problem I have with it. I still don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe, like, I still think she's a mastermind. Everything we said last time, that she put this $2 million narrative out there because she knew she would never get it. And now she can save face. I don't think it was the 2 million. I think for 1.1, she would have stayed. I don't think it's like, we didn't meet your demands. I don't believe she left on her own. I just don't.
What? Okay. Because I mean,
Tim D does. So it's not like I mean, there are people, most I don't think do, but if you think she left on her own, you wouldn't be the only one. Speak up, girl. I'm not bullying you. I mean, I'm just mean to you.
I just don't. No way.
According to the asshole listener, that one woman. But go on.
What would be the motive? Like, why would she lie about that? I just don't know why.
Why, honey, why do they all lie? They all lie. Every single one of them says they left. Like, to your point, was it you or you were saying Bethany? Was it? No, I was talking to someone else about this. I have another show. Bethany says, well, you're right. And Lori Peterson from the OC, Denise Richards left on her own. And maybe I forgot the others. There was a couple of others.
I kind of believe her when she says it became so toxic. I think Rinna hates the audience so much that she's like, fuck all of you. I don't care. I'm done. But you don't. You think what? Because in the article, Rinna says basically the day after the reunion, she, whatever it was, deleted everything. And she had notified Bravo and staff, I'm done. I'm done. I wish you, she didn't say this, but basically I'm out. You don't think, what do you think? Do you think she saw the writing on the wall? This is what you've maintained, right?
Yeah. And like, look, if she did that, then I mean, both situations support the pause. Because if she did